Finding a new job. By Mark. I'm Mark. Objectives. What are your interests? Searching for a new job, applying for a job, interviewing, accepting and preparing for the job, maintaining the job. All things you got to think about. What are your interests? Converse with people to figure out what your interests are. What do you like to do? What are your hobbies? What do you like, a physical job or more of a cognitive job? Work with counselors. They match checklists or resources to match your interests to your job. What's your past work experience? Volunteer experience? What's part of the jobs that you like? Searching for a job. Where do you want to search? Online? Newspaper? Help wanted signs? Word of mouth? What exactly do you want to do? How far from home do you want to travel? How are you going to get there? Truss, bus, plane, train, who knows? By car? Yeah, I go to my job by car, so I'm very lucky. Looking for full-time or part-time? How much do you want to make? What's your maximum salary you can have? And still maintain Social Security income, disability income. Applying for a job. How do you want to submit the application? Online, mail, in person? Do you have a resume ready? Are you a team player? Work well with others? Look at your job description. Figure out what you want to do. Do you need a cover letter? Do you need references? Who can you ask? Past employer, volunteer, supervisor, friend, counselor, possibly a professor. You never know. Follow up with a phone call or an email. Figure that out. I like to do a phone call. I like to do it in person too. Depends. These are examples of resumes. One on the left is a little more involved. A little more. This one is a little, civil engineers is a little difficult, but for me it was a little harder because mine was a little simpler. The one on the right hand side is a little more involved, but it's a little fancier. Let's put it that way. Different resume examples. Cover letter for a substitute teacher. Tells about what you would like to do. A little more involved with what you talk about. So it's a little more involved. So a little more examples of what you want to do. And you sign the bottom of the letter, and that was it. It's natural to be nervous for your interview, obviously. Practice a few times, make sure you got it right. Think about what you're applying for. What are some of your strengths and weaknesses? What is your experience? That's key. Practice if you want to disclose your story. I like to disclose my story. I like to tell everybody what's wrong with me. Because you see them limping in the room, so they know something's wrong with me, obviously. Might be asked if your disability is going to impact your job or not. So you got to figure that out. You may want to discuss your accommodations too. Dress professionally for the job. I work at the Y, so it's not. I work kind of casual, so it's not really dressed up at all, but it's kind of in between. Accepting and preparing for the job. Questions, days, hours, location, dress code. What do you want to do? What is your start date? What days do you need off? What kind of training will you get? Protocols to follow. Rules, regulations, tax forms, identification. You always ask for help in filling these out. Maintaining the job. Be on time every day. That's my key. Get there 10 to 15 minutes early every day. Come in early if you can. Make good points. Ask if you're filling in for anybody. Ask questions if you need support. That's important. That's very important. if you can, cover shifts. Because you have to call off because you're sick, let them know as soon as possible. It's hard to let them know you're going to be sick. Who knows? You got to let them know as quick as you can. If you're going away, give them a lot of notice. I like to give 1 month notice if I'm going away. That's very important. Anybody have any questions?